High school sports, where the student athletes of today are forged into men and women of tomorrow. Join our Chippewa Valley Big Reds and Dakota Cougars on their journey towards building their skills and identities, learning to endure through struggles and setbacks, discovering the camaraderie of working together as a team, and feeling the unparalleled rush of achieving greatness on the field. Welcome to CVC Sports.
The tune-up games are over. We turn the page now to league play as we kick off the MAC Red season. Hello again, everybody. I'm Brad Fetters for Chippewa Valley Cable Television, joined once again by my broadcast partner, Jeff Vitale, coming to you tonight from Dakota High School, home of the Cougars, as they get set to clash with the AnchorBay Tars. Jeff, we start out our coverage tonight with the road team, the AnchorBay Tars. What a heck of a ball game last week, a 66-65 win over Roseville. It required overtime, but what a hill to climb for the AnchorBay Tars last week.
Yeah, I mean, the scorekeeper at Anchor Bay had carpal tunnel surgery to keep up with the screen. I mean, it was like a slot machine with the numbers just rolling on and on. That was one of the most insane games I've ever seen. Kind of been a part of a few games kind of like that. So, you know, tonight, a team that's been known for their defense against a team who's really wants to prove themselves, kind of struggled in MAC Red play. And Brad, like you said, lighten up the scoreboard. 58 points a game? I mean, on a 100-yard field. This is not arena football, folks. 58 points a game on a 100-yard field.
As for our Dakota Cougars, a very nice win over Lance Cruz North a week ago, 50-6. Jaden Ford, the quarterback, got himself involved, 82% completion percentage, 166 yards through the air, and a couple scores.
Yeah, that was a game where you kind of come in with some goals to get done. They did it. They 50-0 at the half. They were able to play everybody in the second half to stay healthy, and now this is it. MAC Red opener, where both teams want to be at that top. It starts here tonight.
Very dangerous Jerry Hansen, the third, deep for AnchorBay. That kick is going to go into the end zone for the automatic touchback, and we are underway. Friday night, under the lights, no place that I would rather be, alongside Jeff Vitale calling the action here tonight. AnchorBay in those road white jerseys with red numerals, Dakota clad in their home blues with those infamous silver helmets with the paw prints on the side.
And the atmosphere is unbelievable. We got in the far end zone here in the north side, we got the 1999 team. You know, I was back here on the staff, saw a lot of former players who have, you know, wives and kids, and it's kind of crazy, but that's where we're at. And then I look across the field, and I got half my high school coaching staff over there, and so it's a kind of a nostalgic night. I'll do my best to stay partial. It's going to be a tough one.
Ryan LaFear in the shotgun to start things off. LaFear passed for 4 touchdowns and ran for 1. Drops back, clean pocket. Ooh, took a late shot. He's got the pass completed out there. Michael Orlando's a good one, somebody to pay attention to. He's going to visit Central Michigan next week as that completion goes for 20 yards.
Well, the QB held in there, and he got absolutely decimated by Aiden Lindsay. I mean, decimated. And that was a great job of coming back for the football and ended up making a completion on that big play on first down. As I figured with the Tars, with Coach Cicchini, are going to come out swinging. That's all they do, man. They just light the scoreboard up.
They ran for 323 yards a week ago. Handoff comes, big number 44, Isaiah Domi, 6'1" senior. He ran for 255 yards last week, including 15 yards per carry. His first goes for -1 as the Dakota defensive line stood up.
Yeah, Tyler Torrey and Hamby are in there, and again, this is our first Dakota game this year. We're expecting to call number 8 a lot tonight, as well as Damari Malone, who didn't even, in the week 1, didn't even come off the field. So
Ryan LaFear claps the hands, looks to his right, going to throw out the swing pass to his running back, Domi, bottled up in the backfield. No surprise, Brady Hamby, all region a season ago, going to take his talents to Ferris State University.
Yeah, number 8 already with 2 tackles on 3 plays for the Tars, and it's kind of what we expect. This kid is something special. And, you know, trying to get the big man out into space. I got to stand on the field earlier, Brad, talking to a lot of my old coaches and things like that, and I got to see this kid up close, and man, I'm so glad I played back in 1990. This kid is big.
Gabe Marshall at the bottom of the formation, Michael Orlando at the very top. LaFear looks to his left, scans the field, flips one out, completed out to Jerry Hansen the third. He picks up 4, not going to be enough for a first down, as Anchor Bay will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, quick out, trying to get their speed and space, but the Cougars all over, not letting the Tars, you know, the only completion was kind of a ball that just kind of sailed short. They came back for it, but not much after that. Only gained a couple yards after that first pass of the game. So the Cougars get the Tars to punt. I'm pretty sure they did not punt at all last week.
51 points in their opener against Port Huron, 66 as we mentioned. Not a very good punt. 66 in that win over Roseville. So strength on strength. You talked about it. An Anchor Bay offense that's averaging 58.5 points per game against a Dakota defense that is giving up just 11.5 points per game. So the ball eventually sailed out of bounds at the 35. That's where the Cougars will put the ball in play. When you talk about offenses, this Cougar offense can score points in bunches. In fact, they're averaging 44 points per game through 2 games this season.
Well, I'm going to play a little bit of head coach here, Brad, even though I was not in the coaching room this week for Dakota. But my guess is you're going to want a lot of time possession drives. Keep that offense off the field. Get points every time you touch the ball, but burn about 5, 6, 7 minutes and just make the Anchor Bay play catch up the whole game. And that way, you're going to put yourself in a pretty good position.
Jaden Ford, senior signal caller, in at quarterback, 6'3", 180 pounds. Good to see him healthy and ready to go here tonight. Damari Malone takes it on the sweep, makes a first man miss, drags some tacklers down to the 48-yard line. Pick up a 13 on the very first play offensively for the Cougars.
Yeah, talk about using their personnel here, Brad. They got Damari on the wing here, and Hamby leads as a lead blocker, and it becomes basically a lead jet sweep. And big gain on first down there is that big offensive line starting to try to dominate their presence right off the bat.
Ben Latona eventually made the tackle for Anchor Bay. And that's just Division I talent there in the form of Damari Malone.
Boy, Justin,
go to Michigan State University.
No matter how big those guys are down there, boy, does Justin Bell make them all look pretty tiny, doesn't he?
Yeah, Justin Bell will be roommates with Damari Malone at Michigan State. Here comes the handoff, looking for the edge. Blaster down right around the line of scrimmage.
Justin Zarlinski there on the tackle. Nice job of getting his feet in there and staying low and driving through contact.
Jeremiah Aaron, the ball carrier, 5'6" sophomore. He got off to a really nice start a week ago with a couple touchdowns in that game against Lance Cruz North. In fact, Aaron has 7 carries on the season for 100 yards. He's averaging 14 yards per carry, and his longest rushing attempt this season, 47 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns. This time they'll try to swing the pass out to him in the flats. Ford's first pass of the ball game falls incomplete.
Yeah, a little RPO there, and Jane just didn't get enough on that to get that out there. And there was some blocking at Anchor Bay, then closed pretty quickly. So, you know, both teams right now, you know, had good, really first good plays, but then the defense has kind of stood strong here. So we'll see what the Tars can do here. Get these Cougars on a 3rd and long here. Now Malone widens out on the far side in that slot position there.
4 wide receivers set, 3rd down, 9 to go for Dakota. Ford takes a low snap, clean pocket, slings it out to the left-hand side. Got a man, first down.
That
down to the Chippewa Valley 36-yard line.
Can't see the number.
It'll be number 80, Ryan Petrovich.
Yeah, he did a nice deep comeback. Corner was giving him way off of him. So when Petrovic turned around, he was wide open, and Ford just threw it right there on the money, threw it right to the spot. Good play call on 3rd and 10.
15 yards on the pitch and catch. This could be Brady Hamby straight into that defensive line for the Tars.
He did
And
not go down.
Latona once again there for Anchor Bay.
He did not go down either. He is a tough son of a gun. Man, is he. They don't make a lot of kids like that anymore. This is interesting now too. You got Tyler Torrey now in the game. He normally plays D-line. He's coming in maybe as like a heavy package. Going to play the extra lineman. Got Damari Malone at the right wing. You got Hamby in the backfield. Beetleshees down at receiver. Oh, jet sweep.
And it will be Dylan Beetleshees. Going to take his talents to Madonna next season. Pickup of 6. Zerlinski making the tackle there for Anchor Bay. And this turns into a 3rd and very manageable. They'll scrimmage from the 28th. The line to gain will be the 26th. So 3rd down, 2 to go now for the Cougars.
Yeah, Coach Plouffe really going deep into his personnel groupings early on, showing the Tars a lot of different looks, where you're putting a lot of your running backs coming from receiver spots, from wing spots, just utilizing the overall talent of this football team.
Beetleshees now at the very bottom of the formation, the lone wide out.
And now you got Hamby at quarterback.
Malone comes over in motion. They're going to run behind him. Initial penetration there for the Tars. Oh, shoestring tackle prevented the touchdown. But Brady Hamby able to scamper all the way down to the 10-yard line. Brady Hamby for 18.
I think the only thing he doesn't do for this team, Brad, is kick. And he probably could. We just have other people to do it, because boy, oh boy, this kid is something else.
Jerry Hansen III making the touchdown saving tackle. Hansen is going to go play for Scott Merchant over at Lawrence Tech. 1st and goal to go. 5:55 left to go. First quarter of play. Very first drive of this football game for the Dakota Cougars. Ooh, a little bit of a late hit there on Hamby. Hamby was already down, and the defensive lineman came down on top of him.
Yeah, it kind of got tripped up in there.
Short gain on 1st.
You know, but one thing we've seen with this Cougar offense, Brad, over the years, no matter who's there, when this team gets inside the 10-yard line, they are lethal. Anchor Bay is really going to have to stand strong here.
Beetleshees once again on the very bottom of the formation. Hamby out of that wildcat formation, plunges forward, and will be marked just short.
Right, I thought that was him in the end zone too, and ended up being his lead blocker. He was a little short. I thought he was in as well.
Brought down at about the 1-yard line.
So 3rd and goal to go, 1 yard to gain.
I mean, I don't know how you do anything else different right now than what you're doing. I mean, you're on the 1-yard line. Who else is gonna get the ball?
Hamby looks over, gets the play call.
Maybe you give the ball maybe to 10 if you're not giving it to 8, but I don't see how you don't let him take it in the end zone right here.
Andrew Chadwick in at the fullback position, supplies the seal block. Hamby behind Chadwick into the end zone for a Cougar touchdown. 10 plays, 65 yards to pay dirt. The Cougars strike first with 4:33 left to go in the first.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we said, Brad. That's a big, long, methodical drive, taking a lot of time off the clock, and you end up with 6. You know, that's kind of huge. Anchor Bay's gonna get the ball here with 4.5 to go, but that's a large chunk of time the Cougars chewed up here and cashed in, where Anchor Bay had to punt on their first possession. Look at that kick.
Aronowski adds on the extra point. Now a perfect 12 for 12 on the season, and the Cougars lead it 7-0.
Pretty close to getting that block too there. Anchor Bay was right there. Boy, look at the height on that kick. That is a college leg right there. You can see on the sideline there, that offensive line is fired up as they took that ball right down the field and scored. That's why this team has been in the upper echelon of the MAC for, gosh, as long as we can remember. That offensive line and the depth and the talent that this team has, and they're going to be a handful for teams this year.
And Dakota historically has gotten off to really good starts in MAC Red play. In fact, they are 5-1 in their last 6 MAC Red openers. And man, oh man, it's just so important getting off to good starts in league play. Dakota, probably, I would say, the favorite within the MAC Red. Obviously one of the toughest divisions in all of MHSAA football.
I mean, this league, I mean, anyone who leads this division and goes down the white wins it. So, I mean, it's not an easy division to play in. You just get beat up every week. And another good high kick.
There'll be another touchback. So AnchorBay gets that big play on first down, the 20-yard completion, and then go 3 and out punt the football away. Dakota marches right down the field, 65 yards in 10 plays. About a dream start as it gets for Dakota.
I mean, that's probably how they probably envisioned it, drawing it up. But, you know, the question is, does it happen? And I mean, you know, AnchorBay got a first down their first possession, and then they had to force them to punt, and you just methodically drive it down, including a big 3rd and 10 conversion. That was a big play of the drive right there, Brad, because they really seemed after that to really kind of get it going, and AnchorBay was just kind of on their heels from that point. So we'll see what adjustments here the Tars make in their second drive.
LaFear and Domi in the backfield. LaFear takes the snap, turns, hands to Domi. Nope, he's going to keep it himself, and he is going absolutely nowhere. Dylan Benson, one of the first Cougars in on the tackle. A loss of 3.
And this team is just so fundamentally sound defensively. I mean, there's no easy lanes to run through. Things close up so fast. The reaction that these guys have to the ball is just outstanding. And it's why every year after year after year they're in contention, because their defense is so good every year.
23 straight playoff appearances for this Dakota team, including 12 straight first round wins. To me, that's one of the more impressive stats. Domi plunges ahead for a couple up to the 23, they'll say. Pick up a 5.
Yeah, the big guy really hasn't had a chance to get going today. As soon as he touches the ball, he's getting hit by a bunch of blue shirts trying to slow him down. So
those 255 rushing yards were a new career high for Isaiah Domi. He had a 71-yard TD scamper to go along with a 19-yard TD reception. He is a big-time baseball recruit, including offers from Michigan State. Wow, big hit and intercepted by the Cougars. First turnover of the ball game.
Mr. Hamby laid the pop on the quarterback.
That's Arnez Sanders, 5'9" senior, offers from Madonna.
Good to see Arnez back too. He got hurt last year, the knee injury. They've been waiting to bring him back. They were hoping for week 3, and sure enough, the first time they throw his way, look at that pick. And he's got to go pat Mr. Hamby on the head, because he was the one who laid the boom on the quarterback, LaFear. But the Cougars set up a great field position at the 32 right now, and if you're AnchorBay, you've got to find a way to come up with some kind of a stop here, even if that stops a field goal. Because if you're down 14-0 early, you're kind of put in that early hole you do not want to try to dig yourself out of. However, what was the deficit they came back from last week, Brad?
21 points.
Yeah. So, I mean, this team is capable, and they can light the scoreboard up in a hurry. So, but you don't want to make a habit of getting behind, especially with a good football team like this, and we got a flag.
Just the second interception defensively for Dakota on the season.
Delay of game.
Be a delay of game, so the penalty will back them up now to the AnchorBay 37.
Jaden Ford back in at quarterback as that tail end of that last drive. After that 3rd and long completion, it was pretty much the Wildcat from Brady Hamby. So many different facets this offense can be, and that just makes it a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Going home run, he's there.
Ford looking for it, got Malone stepping in front and coming away with the interception. Jerry Hansen. So back-to-back INTs. Now Hansen's got some blockers. He's in Dakota territory, finally dragged down from behind by Ryan Petrovich. And that has the Anchor Bay sideline fired up.
Oh, well, he had two guys deep, and he kind of took a little extra hitch there, and by the time he threw it, got a little bit of a duck on that. Hansen made a great play on it, and then what was even more impressive was how this defense turned into just a wall of blockers and how he kind of followed that brigade down the sideline. He made some great moves. If it wasn't for Petrovic hustling back, he might have housed that thing. So what a great play there by Petrovic. But now the Tars, who just gave Dakota great field position, get it right back on him at the Dakota 22.
So Dakota goes for the home run ball after the quick exchange there on the turnover. Comes back to bite him, so to speak. LaFear looking for the end zone. Domi! Incomplete. Terrific coverage. No surprise. Brady Hamby.
We should just make a recording.
Oh, his highlight reel would take days.
Man, he is unbelievable. Is there anything this kid can't do?
Look at that protection by that offensive line.
And look at this play. In coverage, I mean, he's got a step, and he knocks the ball down. That's outstanding. You can't tell me Coach Anise isn't excited about this kid coming in.
Hamby going to shift over to the outside linebacker position now. And they're looking perhaps for the pass. Looked like Hansen was looking downfield, now going to take it. Brought down by Elijah Goings.
Yeah, Hamby was trying to get there. He's tired, man. That kid's in all over the field, but Coach Bauer is upset. Someone kind of broke contain and missed an assignment. And boy, Hansen turned what could have been a really bad loss into a heck of a gain, now down to the 11.
So 16 yards on the carry, takes it down to the Cougar 6.
Sorry, not 11.
First and goal to go, 2:19 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Anchor Bay has a
wow, what a counter punch so far, huh? This is kind of what we thought was going to be. Yeah, we definitely didn't think this was going to be 66-65 again. Probably for Coach Giannoni's ticker, probably good that it wasn't 66-65, or Coach Bauer. Both guys don't like to give up those kind of points, but
131 combined points is the second most ever in an overtime game in MHSA history. Tawa 70, Shepherd 69, 4 overtimes back in 2002. Thanks to Macomb Daly for that stat, but just unbelievable.
Well, you talk about the 99 team that's here. I got to, in live and living color, be a part of the 57-56 loss
against Clarkston.
Overtime. Was still to this day probably one of the most heartbreaking games I've ever been a part of. So.
And make sure you stick around at halftime. The 1999 Dakota Cougar team will be honored at halftime. Our very talented cable crew put together an outstanding 6-minute video all about that 1999 team. It was a pleasure to work with them, and it really turned out really nice as Anchor Bay comes up with the touchdown. Gabe Marshall from 6 yards out. Don't look now, we got ourselves a ball game.
And I'll be down there at halftime, Brad, because I was on staff back in 1999.
Sure were.
Had a little bit of hair back then.
A little bit?
A little bit. Was kind of hanging on to what I had left there, but yeah, what an answer by Anchor Bay. Strap in, folks. We're going to have ourselves a ball game.
Well thrown ball by LaFear.
Blocked.
And the extra point, no good.
Making the score 7-6.
And that 1 point could be huge. We've seen it before. That was Elijah Goings with the block.
Yeah, two Cougars just came in right off that edge, tight to the line. They were able to get to it. And that could be a big play. You know, you really kind of take for granted how, even though it's supposed to be easy, those extra points, how big those points are. Well, especially in a game if you get later and you got to go for 2, you got to try to get in the end zone against that defense. Those little 1-point conversions are massive.
So case in point, Anchor Bay a week ago blocked a point after touchdown and came up with a big stop on the 2-point try in overtime. That was the difference in the ball game, right there. If they don't block that extra point, Roseville wins in regulation.
Can we segue or what?
Right on cue. Petrovic deep for the Cougars. Lead it now 7-6. So the Jaden Ford interception leads directly to 6 points.
And especially for a young team that hasn't had a lot of success in the red division,
Yeah.
you couldn't ask for a better answer for them.
Petrovic takes it around the 5, up to the 25, all kinds of speed, across the 35, up to the 39-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Cougars on their 3rd drive of the football game.
Yeah, that middle wedge opened up really, really nice there. Some great blocking up the middle. And once he found a little bit of daylight, you watch him accelerate right there. And he goes right through and gets a beautiful return out to the 39. And the Cougars will start. So they've had outstanding field position, cashed in on the first drive, threw a pick on the second one. So, you know, we'll see what drive number 3 entails.
Jeremiah Aaron, the lone tailback in this 3 wide receiver set for the Dakota Cougars. Send a man over in motion. It's Mitchelson. Aaron plunges ahead for 3.
We can't really say 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore because they play on turf. Like what, a cloud of rubber?
Yeah, exactly. The Indianapolis Colts have changed their playing surface. They don't have rubber anymore. They have cork and coconut husk.
For the Cougars.
It's a one-of-a-kind new substance
that must smell great.
that they are, yeah, like shampoo maybe, right? Cork and coconut husk, but I thought that was unique. It's probably a little bit more organic than crushed up tires.
Season the field with some conditioner.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure you're familiar with conditioner.
By stocking it.
Flag. Some movement up front for the Cougars. It's a couple self-inflicted wounds here for Dakota on back-to-back possessions.
Yeah, those 5-yard penalties, especially when you're talking about, you know, instead of 2nd and 7, you're 2nd and 13, 2nd and 12. That definitely changes the play calling strategy and kind of takes away from what you want to do as a team.
Right.
You kind of see how they kind of came out.
Get you off schedule, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Bring the man over in motion once again. It's Beetleshees. And give to Hamby. Hamby finds a hole. And will carry it up to the 41-yard line.
Brady Hamby.
3rd down, 8 to go, 24 seconds left to go in the opening quarter of play. So glad you decided to tune us in live tonight on CVC TV's YouTube channel. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale.
Nate Nastoff, by the way, on that last tackle for the Tars.
We'll
Big
see if they
possession right here for the AnchorBay defense. Sorry, Brad.
even snap the football here. More than likely not. In fact, they will not. So that will do it for the first quarter of play. We'll keep it locked right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. Jeff, you mentioned this AnchorBay team has had their struggles in MAC Red play. This is the 3rd time that AnchorBay has made the move up to the MAC Red and have been here since 2022. And that was the last time they actually won a MAC Red conference game. All the way back on October 7th, a 20-18 win over Stevenson. They've played 40 games as a member of the MAC Red and are just 3-37 in MAC Red play.
Well, I can tell you we're getting ready to play we're going to play that little video right now for everybody. But I can tell you they had a chance a few years back to go down to the white. Giannone said no. We are going to find a way. We're going to compete in this division. So. If there's anyone who's going to bring them up, it's going to be this coaching staff. They got the right guys in place. We even kind of said it back in the early days. When they get the right guys in place, this team in the school can be deadly. I see it in their middle schools all the time. Their teams are always very good, well coached. They're coming, guys. We've got to continue to be good over here because AnchorBay is coming. And they're not going anywhere. They don't want to go anywhere. This is where they want to be.
And in terms of their student population, obviously they have the numbers. They're one of the largest high schools in the state, but it's just been tough sledding in the MAC Red. They belong here. They clearly belong here. Anytime they move down to the white, they're always in contention for MAC white titles. So they belong here. And when you take a look at what they were able to accomplish last season, and we'll get into that here in just a bit as Ford's able to swing that pass to the outside. Completed to Jack Aronowski. into Chippewa, or into Anchor Bay territory, rather.
Yeah, nice job of staying in the pocket there by Jaden Ford. He waited for his receiver to come back, threw that ball to the outside, made a nice catch there, a nice 12-yard gain.
So their 5 MAC Red losses last season were by combined 38 points. They had the 7-point loss to Dakota. They had a 1-point loss to Chippewa Valley, an 18-point loss to Romeo, which was a bit of an outlier, a 6-point loss to Eisenhower, and a 3-point loss to Stevenson.
I mean, they're right there. They're right there. And you know, a lot of people don't study those numbers. I mean, they're so close, it's not even funny. That's why I say you cannot take this team for granted.
Hamby.
They are hungry. As a program, as a school, as a district, they are hungry.
3rd straight season, Anchor Bay has started 2-0. Unfortunately for them, they had that 7-game losing streak to end the season because of MAC Red play, obviously going 0-5 a season ago in league play. But you never know. This season they could play the role of spoiler. This is a very good Tars football team.
Well, in their last 2 non-league games, I believe, they got some really tough non-league competition, too. They did not schedule patty cakes. They are Rochester Adams and Grosse Pointe South, who looks legit. I mean, how about that for weeks 8 and 9?
Beetleshees gets tripped up just short of the first down markers. And that Grosse Pointe South game will be on the road. Grosse Pointe South, the cream of the MAC White crop.
Might be an interesting game when they get at it with Roseville. That should be fun to watch. We'll see. And I don't want to see even if that Lakeview team can give them a run for the money. But right now, if you just kind of watch some of the scores and seen some of the kind of their highlights, they do look like they're the front runners.
And Roseville does have a bunch of Division I athletes on their team, making that first man miss so important. Aaron down to the 28-yard line. Pick up a 13.
Yeah, missed tackles are so tough on a defense. You had him for a 2-yard loss. You just couldn't hang on to that shoe. And then as soon as he gets out of that tackle right there, he's gone. He makes one move on a guy. Next thing you know, you're 13, 14, 15 yards. And, you know, that 3rd and 3 becomes now the Cougars driving almost into the red zone. And the one thing, you got to get off the field if you're Anchor Bay, because if you're on the field all night long, that offensive line is going to wear you out.
Damari Malone takes the sweep, tripped up. Pickup of 7 on first down.
Ball carried by number 10.
That's just speed and space. That's getting playmakers the ball.
Playing aside, I mean, that's not a small guy running that shit.
No, Malone's
6'2", maybe 210, 15.
They got him listed at 6 foot 200.
He looks a lot bigger than 200.
It's Malone again. Malone down to the 11-yard line.
The way the one referee spotted, looks like it's spotted at 10. It could be 1st and goal here. They're just so methodical. They just slowly just break you down, break you down, break you down, and look at, those are the plays you got to make. That tackle in the backfield would have forced Dakota to maybe go for it or kick a field goal. Instead, they get a first down. 2 plays later, now they're sitting at your 10-yard line, trying to go 14-6. So, I mean, those little plays are plays that Anchor Bay has to make today. They can't miss those plays. Those are plays that have to be made, and I'm sure that was stressed heavily all week long. Is kind of playing that perfect game. You know what I'm saying? That kind of everyone strives for.
Well, when you're taking on a team like the Dakota Cougars, you nearly have to play perfect, especially on the road. And I think that's kind of the story within MAC Red play, right? Win all your home games and take care of business on the road. And guess what? When the dust settles, you'll be MAC Red champions. And for Anchor Bay coming in here on the road, trying to pull the upset here in week 3 of the MHSAA season, it's going to be tough, obviously, but they are right in this ball game with 8:56 left to go in the first half.
Who would you say in the MAC Red right now is the biggest shock to you?
The biggest shock?
For me, it's the Romeo Bulldogs.
The fact that they are 0-2? Sure.
I would not have thought they would be 0-2 off the bat. And I think my surprise, and we've kind of talked about this the last 2 years, is the Stevenson Titans.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that quarterback maturing and getting better, and look, it's still going.
little second effort. Boy, I thought.
I mean, they got a big game at Chippewa tonight. You know, they can get off to a 1-0 start. You know, Eisenhower we knew was going to be good. Dakota we knew was going to be good. Stevenson's got off to a great start. Anchor Bay's got off to a great start. I mean, it's shaping up for a fun season of MAC Red football.
Let's get another look here at this Jeremiah Aaron carry. He kind of gets lost in the scrum and just keeps moving.
They marked him.
Carry and Nathan latch on his back. Justin Bell thought it was a touchdown.
Oh.
And this time the penetration comes.
Yeah, 33 in there first.
Caleb Bird, 5'11" senior linebacker with the stick.
He had some help too from Nastoff, and he had another guy in there. That was a big stick. Loss of 2 there. He takes him out to the 3-yard line now. So
3rd and goal to go. Loss of 2.
We have a 3rd and goal.
Think a Wildcat with Hamby here. Number 8's in the backfield. It's pretty easy as soon as he's going to get the ball here. What if he throws it?
He's going to go to the right-hand side, stretches out over the goal line for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
After I said, what if he throws it, there had to be, out of our 9 subscribers watching today, had to be 2 people going, you idiot, he ain't going to throw it.
Well, he certainly would have looked like the smartest guy in the building had he thrown the ball out of the Wildcat.
Like I had ESPN or something.
Aronowski in to add the extra point. Landon Mitchelson, the senior wide receiver, in to hold. Got to give the love to the holder, right?
Oh, yeah. Not only that, if you're going towards the south end, I wouldn't be parked on the curb. This kick can hit you.
Oh, and it's blocked. It was a low snap.
They almost got the last one, too. We talked about that, and they got to that one.
A low snap. Mitchelson couldn't get it up in time. And Anchor Bay blocks the extra points. We'll get another look at it here. Yeah, just that little wiggle there on the low snap allowed the penetration to occur, and Anchor Bay blocks the extra point. 13-6 our score, 7:36 left to go in the first half.
He came flying in.
61 yards on 12 plays. Talk about methodical, talk about a patient offense.
So I see your blocked extra point, and we're going to raise you ours.
Took them about 6 minutes, too, to score that touchdown. So just shortening this football game, that's how you keep an explosive offense off the field.
Well, and then the first drive, too, was 10 plays. So, I mean, your 2 touchdown drives have sucked off a lot of time. And if you're Coach Plouffe, that's exactly what you want to do. Let that defense rest a little bit, because you do got a few guys going both ways, and keep them fresh. And now you can get out there and get after them defensively, because now you got to make them play catch-up. You don't want to play from behind on this Anchor Bay team, because boy, oh boy, when you get them in a comfort zone, oh boy.
Especially with their rushing attack. That's a very short and high kick. Hanson's going to bring it out. Hanson with all kinds of speed, changes direction, comes to the near side, across the 40, and finally steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
That might be the highest kickoff I think I've ever seen.
Well above us here in the press box.
Holy smokes.
About a 32-yard return for Hanson.
This Hanson kid's the real deal. Look at this kid move. Oh my gosh.
As offers from Lawrence Tech. Coach Merchant's been busy. You looking up and down these rosters, everybody's got Lawrence Tech offers.
You think Coach Merchant kind of has a good eye on the MAC?
Well, yeah, he's got the scouting report on everybody from last season.
Yeah, Coach, if you're watching, biggest fan, right?
Yeah, go Blue Devils.
And he told us that. So, and we got some cred now with Coach Merchant on board the CDC train here.
Domi, nothing. Ran right into the linebacker. Dylan Beetlesheath.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones in there. They're not letting the big fella get going. And he hasn't had a chance to go tonight. You can kind of see he's moving a little slow. He's taking some shots, and he's not used to that.
Well, and that's the main difference right there between the MAC white and the MAC red. Your defensive line, your linebackers, these are athletes getting after it defensively. And good pursuit of the football. LaFear steps back, all kinds of time. Now rolls out to his right, flips the pass out, got it complete. He's able to find Michael Orlando.
That's a heck of a throw on the run, and just throw into a spot, knowing the speed of your receiver, just caught that in complete stride. That defender has no chance to pick that off as he leads his receiver so far. What a great passing scheme, Coach Cicchini and his offense. Look at this play. That's so tough to cover. That's great coverage there by Beidelsheim. Just
Tyler Torrey with the QB pressure. Torrey all-region a season ago as an offer from Wayne State University. Domi on 3rd and 5 gets one. Very conservative play call there on 3rd and 5.
I think they're going to go for this. They're kind of right at the middle of the field here.
I don't think so,
maybe
Jeff.
not. They put some cards up right away that they were going to show something, but here comes the punt team.
It'll be Cherry Hansen to kick this ball away.
Probably Dakota getting the ball to start the second half maybe had some influence on that, because if somehow you gave them the ball back and they score and then they get the ball to start, you could make this one-score game basically just a rout.
Sure.
You definitely don't want to let this game get out of hand.
Hansen kicks it deep. It's a good punt. Fielded at the 15. Changing direction to the 20, to the 25. He's got the 30, the 35, across the 40. Pays the price. Dylan Beetleshees up to the 42-yard line.
Boy, he got popped pretty good. And let's see if we can get maybe a replay. He's up though. It doesn't even phase him. That shows you kind of how tough these kids are. But that was a call. You can see, okay,
a little bit of a grimace.
Yeah, he's
gonna feel that. He's gonna feel that hit tomorrow.
But he got absolutely decimated. Watch this hit. I mean, makes a heck of a move here. He got the side, and then watch this. Oh, God.
27 yards on the punt return.
Brad, did I tell you how much I like my spot up here?
So you want to play special teams, right?
No. If that's a different job in the broadcasting booth, then I'm all for it. If that means down the field, I'll pass.
Goings takes it. He's got the left edge. 5 yards.
Brought down by number 11, Jack Bajan. Nice gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cougars.
Dakota averaging about 7 yards on first down. That's a recipe for success.
Oh, sure. And they've been very creative on first down. Lots of different formations, different guys touching the ball, attacking from different sides of the field. That's really kept this Tar defense on its heels.
Ford turns, hands. That's Aaron again. Aaron into Tar territory down to the 40-yard line. 13 yards on the scamper.
Yeah, I mean, that offensive line right now is just pushing that 3-man defensive line back. And, they can't slow them down. That offensive line has really gotten it going. Look at that push. And you're getting 4, 5, 6 yards down the field before a white jersey even touches you.
Goings with all kinds of speed. Goings across the 20, flag on the play. This might be holding on a block downfield.
Yeah, it's coming back. It's going to probably put the ball almost, depending on, I think that hold just came around the 30. It might put it back to the original line of scrimmage.
It might actually have been Justin Bell got out there. I guess he'll block in the back.
A little feedback from the mic there. I don't know. I'd be afraid to call penalty at 72. Sorry, sir.
That might be a good reality show. Justin Bell and Damari Malone, roommates at Michigan State University.
I would tune into that in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Listen, I would tune him just to watch him go to the cafeteria, okay?
Justin Bell has turned himself into one heck of a ball player.
Oh my gosh. I mean, folks, I don't, and a lot of you don't get an opportunity like we do. Like we get to go sit on the field. To see these kids, like, you look from here and you go, oh, okay, yeah, they look like high school kids. You stand on that field, and they do not look like high school kids. Like, you feel very, very small and very, very, very brittle.
Justin Bell's a grown man out there. Number 72 in blue, playing right tackle.
They say grown men
tonight.
He might be worth 2.
Could be.
He's a big dude.
MSU is getting a good one. Beetleshe's going to take it on the jet sweep. Turns it upfield. Boy, oh boy.
What a run.
Just so good on first down. That's kind of been the story, I think. Getting these big gainers on first down and just really kind of opens up the playbook.
When we talk about all these skill players, Brad, but the guys up front are getting it done right now. You know, Justin Bell's name comes up a lot, but there's, you know, there's Battaglia. There's so many guys in that front that if you just take a time and just take a few plays, folks, and watch those guys up front. Just push the guys in white backwards. You want to know why Malone and Beetleshe's and Canby and all these guys make these great plays? Because watch this offensive line just shove guys backwards. And look at that.
Aaron.
Great play by 70.
Jay Leslie, defensive lineman.
Jeremiah Aaron on the carry. Brought down by number 30, Jay Leslie.
30, sorry. Looked like 70. Hard to tell from way back here.
So Aaron got it back to the line of scrimmage. Third down, 2 to go. Exactly 3 minutes now left to go in the first half.
And again, they're so methodical. There's no rush. There's no panic. And they're just taking you apart piece by piece.
And that's the luxury of having a senior quarterback. As Malone takes it on the sweep. Malone makes a man miss. Oh, makes another man miss. Spins, stays on his feet. That is a grown man touchdown right there. A 33-yard run to pay dirt.
That is why that kid is going to play at a Big Ten school. There are not many kids that can make that run right there. The effort alone was outstanding. The blocking was great, but once he got past that 5-6 yard area, that was a lot of hit. Look at this run. Right now, it's all him. Watch this move. Move. Here comes another guy. Move. Another good downfield block there by Hamby. Now watch that. I'm not going down. And that's just a lot of arm tackling. Coach Giannoni's not going to be happy about that one.
Refused to go down. He hit the circle button. Did you see him hit the circle button about the 5-yard line? That spin move?
The hit stick. When they say big boy football, you can play that clip.
Extra point this time is good. Lead is 14, 20-6. Our score, 2:33 left to go in the second quarter of play.
Jesus, look at this.
AnchorBay put up video game numbers a week ago. That, folks, was a video game type play. It looked like you playing NCAA 25.
Listen, that's a great play in Madden, let alone in real life. That was outstanding. That was something. And now if you're AnchorBay, the one thing that happened you did not want to happen is they got to score right before the half. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. You got to put some points up here because if you get down 3 scores early in that third quarter to Dakota, you're going to be in trouble. So if you're AnchorBay right now, you want to try to find a way to get down the field right now, get some points, go into the locker room, make some adjustments, and just come ready to battle the second half. Because right now, Dakota is really taking control of this game.
Hansen and Valenti deep for AnchorBay. Perhaps a big special teams play for AnchorBay here on this kickoff return. Perhaps that gives them a little momentum heading into the halftime break. Aronofsky's got it teed up. Kick is away. It's a good one. It's going to be Valenti. Going to drive him all the way back to the 1. Valenti gets the initial block. Gets another block. Valenti down the left sideline and finally knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 25 yards on the kickoff return. Towers back to work offensively, punted on their very first drive of the football game, threw an interception on their second. Came back, scored a touchdown to make it a 1-point game, 7-6. Punted the football away, and it has been Cougars ever since. A couple touchdown drives for Dakota. They lead it 20-6. Got to talk about Logan Kreitzer. I think he's got off to a phenomenal start defensively for Dakota. 9 tackles on the season, including 4 for a loss. He's got 2.5 sacks, 3 hurries, a cause fumble. He's got a blocked punt, and oh, by the way, he has a fumble recovery as well. And that is a tough ball. Jump ball, no good. Arnez Sanders out in protection.
Yeah, he jumped a little early there on that Gabe Marshall, but Yeah, those tough balls thrown a little high. And right now, you know, these Cougars got these AnchorBay Tars, I think, a little rattled. Look at this defensive line. You know, Torrey, Kreitzer, Lindsey. I mean, they're just after you. I mean, they just don't stop. And then if you somehow get by them, you got Hamby, Malone, and that second, like, where you gonna run? You can run, but you can't hide.
Crowd trying to make some noise, urge on their defense. LaFleur going to take it himself. He calls his own number on the QB draw play. Short gain of 3.
Who made the tackle?
Brady Hamby.
Good guess.
He's got to hit double-digit tackles already, right?
This dude is absolutely everywhere. I can't remember seeing in a high school game in the not so distant, you know, past, a kid who makes this many plays on both sides of the ball and you just call his name literally all night long.
It's going to pain me with him going to Ferris State.
How many times are we going to call a kid who ever wears number 8 again? How many are not going to call him Brady Hamby?
LaFleur flips one out to the 30. That is a 1-yard gain.
How about Coach Bauer? Did you see that?
Ryan LaFleur's pass complete to number 88.
So stop on 4th. Coach gets out there and calls timeout. He's got a minute 30, a chance to get another score on the board and really put this game in a deep, deep hole for AnchorBay.
Belite made the catch. So 4th down and 5. Coach Bauer using up all of his gas here in the first half. He's not going to leave the tank full. He's going to empty it. And why not, right?
You know, it's not the last game.
With you.
It's kind of like Dan Fouts from the Water Boy, where he keeps saying that, you know, last game Brent can't hold anything back. Well, when you're in week 1 of the MAC Red, you get a chance to put an opponent away. You don't let that pass because, again, I know they watched the film. I know they saw AnchorBay put that comeback, you know, against Roseville there. You do not want to put yourself in that situation again. So if you got a chance kind of to step on the throat, so to speak, you got to do that because this team is capable of putting lots of points up in a very, very, very short amount of time.
And oh, by the way, Dakota will have the opening possession of the second half.
That's a poison.
And it takes a good tar bounce. And finally out of bounds, that side judge is going to keep walking it off. Boy, oh boy. Going to mark it all the way down to the 24-yard line. I don't know about that.
Well, he was right there. That ball must have been rolling pretty close to the sideline. We're obviously on the other side of the field. You know, one thing we've seen, Brad, since pretty much almost every high school has turf now, I mean, there's still a few, but not very many, is the roll you get on a kick compared to grass. Very rare, you know, except in the NFL, because those guys can hit it just right. Do you see a ball check up? I mean, that ball can just roll forever.
76th year of football for this AnchorBay team.
Now here's the flip side. You know, you got a minute 29 to go. You try to take a chance here or risk throwing a pick and maybe giving the AnchorBay Tars a chance to cut this to a 1-score game.
2 timeouts remaining for Dakota. Going to pass for it on first. And gain of 9 at Jack Aronowski.
Nice gain on the play. Second and short for the Cougars.
Second down, 2 to go.
Nice deep comeback there. It's 9. I mean, I don't like to run the ball, but you're really not in a position of the half here to run it. Look at a deep pass here to Malone.
Malone makes another man miss. He's still on his feet. Up to the 42. Tough 9 yards.
Well, week 1 at Fordson, he never came off the field.
He was pulling out all the dance moves there. Now he's going to remain in the backfield. No, he's going to take kind of a spot in almost like a tight end.
He's got that
position.
R3 joystick going crazy there, video game controller.
Ford all kinds of time, airs it out, got a man complete. A one-on-one on this near side. Petrovic hauls it in at the 20.
What an adjustment mid-air here. I don't think you're going to see on the camera angle because of the foul the ball, but you should see the adjustment this kid made on the football. Made a tremendous catch as he had the corner turned all the way around. What a play. Wow.
38 yards. Nice job by our camera crew upstairs. Petrovic remains in at the bottom of the formation. Ford takes the snap, fake the handoff, go out to the flats, and nowhere for Beetlejuice to go there.
Yeah, Coach Bauer got burned one really quick there.
Loss of 1.
I think that's the last time out, Brad.
Did they use one on this drive prior? I think they may have one left.
They used one right before when they stopped Anchor Bay to stop the clock.
Yeah,
the ball
I
back.
think they still have one timeout left.
I think they used. Did they use one in the first quarter?
Big board indicates they have one left. So we'll go with it. 31 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play. Reminder, stick around, folks. I urge you, please, stick around at halftime as the 1999 Dakota Cougar team will be honored the 25th anniversary team. A huge playoff victory over Chippewa Valley, the first victory ever over the rivals from Chippewa Valley. Mike Giannone, the head coach now at Anchor Bay. That was just his second year as head coach here at Dakota, and what a ball team that was.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I'm actually going to head down here in just a second because, like I said, I got to be on that staff, and that was played them twice that year, lost in week 9 to them, and then beat them in the district championships, and probably in the area the biggest upset in the state that year. So that was a fun group. They were a mentally tough group of kids, and it's fun that it's good to see them being honored here because they're kind of the ones that got the ball rolling here.
Yep.
They were the first ones to do it. So I will see you start the third quarter, my friend.
Okay, head on down, Jeff. We'll see you for the start of the third quarter. Is that pass too tall for Damari Malone? Ball's incomplete, brings up a third down, 11 to go, 27 seconds remaining on the first half clock. And if kind of looking ahead to fourth down and a potential for a kick, Aronowski has already hit this season from 46 yards, so he definitely has the leg as they'll go to Hamby. Hamby looking for the outside, looking for the edge. Hamby carries it up inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line.
Ran out of bounds by number 59, Ben Latona.
And the clock did stop with 21 seconds.
Fourth down and short.
And it'll be fourth down and short, and we got an official's timeout on that far side. It looks like there is an Anchor Bay player down. Right at the chains, right at the fourth down marker. So it is an official's timeout for an injured player, allow both teams to huddle up and talk things over. This is the 17th all-time matchup between Dakota and Anchor Bay. Dakota holds the all-time edge 14-2, including 13 straight wins. Anchor Bay's lone 2 victories in this series was all the way back in 1996, a 48-6 win over Dakota. That was actually the Cougars' very first season in the Macomb Area Conference, just the second season that the school was open. Anchor Bay also won in 2003, a 21-10 win over Dakota in the first round of the MHSA playoffs. So 13 straight. Cougars looking to make it 14 straight wins over the Tars of Anchor Bay. Well on their way here in the first half with the 20-6 advantage. 21 seconds remaining. Fourth down, and Dakota is going to go for it. They're going to keep their offense on the field. Jaden Ford along with Hamby. Hamby in the right hand pocket of Jaden Ford. They bring Beetlejuice over and fake the jet sweep. Now they check over with the offensive coordinator. Get the play call. Malone going to move over to the left-hand side. And this was just an effort to draw Anchor Bay offsides. Don't get the call. And let's see, they called the timeout before the delay of game. And more than likely now, Dakota will trot out the kicking unit. Looking at about a 31-yard field goal from the left hash. 31 yards on this field goal attempt. Landon Mitchelson will be the holder. Austin Aronowski, the kicker. Aronowski 1 for 1 on the season. As I mentioned, he has hit from 46 yards. And now AnchorBay will take a timeout. They had 2 remaining.
AnchorBay calls timeout.
Try to ice Aronowski. So we will bring you the full halftime ceremony, including the band's performance and all activities involving the 1999 Dakota Cougar team, including that wonderful video that our Chippewa Valley Cable television crew put together to honor the 99 team. .31-yard field goal attempt. AnchorBay has already blocked an extra point here tonight. The snap is good. The hold is up. The kick is no good. Kick is no good. So the score remains Dakota 20, AnchorBay 6. More than likely, AnchorBay will take a knee and will head into the halftime break. AnchorBay's lone touchdown of this first half was scored on a short field after a Jaden Ford interception, and a long interception return gave AnchorBay the football on the Dakota 22. Took a couple plays. They were able to find the end zone touchdown pass by Ryan LaFear to Gabe Marshall. The extra point was blocked. The lone AnchorBay touchdown of the ball game. So they won't quite take a knee. They're going to rush for a first down. Marcus Hooper.
On the carry.
Hooper has an offer from Adrian.
By number 5, Dylan Beitelgeuse.
So Hooper picks up 11. It'll move the chains. Clock will stop momentarily to move said chains, and AnchorBay will be satisfied with that. As they head into their locker room, Dakota will take their locker room directly below us, with the Cougars in front of the Tars at the halftime break, 20-6. Once again, please stay tuned to Chippewa Valley Cable Television. Do not go anywhere. Do not close your browser, as the 1999 Dakota Cougar team will be honored at halftime. So keep it locked right here to Chippewa Valley Cable. We'll take the halftime break, 15 minutes up on the big board for the halftime break, as we will throw it down to field level for the Dakota dance team.
To the full varsity ball team. Great job, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dakota Cougar Marching Band under the direction of Justin Akarowicz and Kurt Red. Conducted by your drum majors, Andrew Camaras and Anthony Serra. Tonight, the band will perform the first movement of their show titled The Coven, inspired by the Crucible. Music for tonight's performance includes Renegade by Styx and Sinnerman by Nina Simone. Tonight's performance includes Owen Sokolowski on trombone and Jackson Jerichos on mouthorgan. To all majors, you can now begin your halftime performance. Dakota Marching Band proudly performs at all Dakota varsity football games. the Richmond Good Old Days Parade, the Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade, and in the Scholastic Marching Band Circuit. And now, continuing the celebration of the 1999 MHSAA District Championship Dakota Cougar football team, we invite everyone to turn your attention to the scoreboard at this time for a trip down memory lane as we present some of the unforgettable moments of that amazing season.
The following is a sports presentation of Chippewa Valley Cable.
Hello once again, football fans, and welcome to a special midsummer Cougar football update. My name is Kevin Koskas, along with head coach Mike Giannone. And Mike, boy, you guys are coming off a great season last year.
Yeah, we were real fortunate to have a season that we had last year. We built a lot of tradition in 1 year. We were a lot of excitement in the school. We had some great times. It was a lot of fun, and we're hoping that we can repeat what we did last year. Hopefully this year we'll have the same outcome.
The 1999 Dakota Cougars were coming off the first winning season in school history and looking to carry momentum into that year's campaign. Under the guidance of second-year head coach Mike Giannone, the season started off with a blowout victory over the East Detroit Shamrocks by the final score of 41-7. Mac Whiteplay opened with a 22-10 win over the Sterling Heights Stallions, a team that had shut out the Cougars 21-0 in 1998 on their way to a MAC Blue championship. The Cougars continued their winning ways, picking up decisive victories throughout MAC Whiteplay, including the school's first ever homecoming win over the Chieftains of Utica by the final score of 42-7. The Cougars' perfect 6-0 record in league play gave them their first ever Macomb Area Conference title by 1 game over Grosse Pointe North. Dakota's 8 straight victories to start the season eclipsed the 6 wins total of the previous 3 varsity teams at Dakota and set up a collision course with the Chippewa Valley Big Reds in Week 9 of the regular season. The first ever game between the two now rivals featured an undefeated 8-0 Dakota squad squaring off against the 7-1 Chippewa Valley Big Reds, who had just finished in second place in the MAC Red standings. The Big Reds were too much for the Cougars to handle as Chippewa Valley won the regular season finale by the final score of 28-14. But not all was lost, as the Cougars had qualified for the MHSAA playoffs for the first time in program history. A 1-point, 28-27 win at home over Rochester in Week 1 of the playoffs set up a rematch with the Chippewa Valley Big Reds for a district championship. It required overtime, but the Cougars were able to secure a 34-28 victory over the Big Reds, giving Dakota their first ever head-to-head win over Chippewa Valley and their first of 13 district championships.
We are going to head to overtime in a high school football classic, 28-28 at the end of regulation. And regardless of the outcome of this football game, these two teams have put on an unbelievable show. Goal line package here, Parslow in motion. Wojciechowski will keep it. He'll roll to the 10, to the 5, cut it outside. Is he in? He's in! Touchdown Dakota Cougars! The Cougars have upset the Big Reds 34-28 in overtime. Todd Wojciechowski from 10 yards out in overtime.
A heartbreaking 57-56 loss to Clarkston in the regional championship game ended the Cougars' magical run in 1999, but the foundation had been laid at Dakota.
Well, I tell you, Mike, it's just as exciting every time I see it, the highlights of that 1999 season. Boy, what a great run.
Yeah, it was a great season. What we're trying to do is we're going to try to build off of that season. We had some very fine kids that really worked hard for that season. I want to thank all those alumni that were involved in our program that really put us on the map, per se.
The Cougars are now a football perennial power in the state of Michigan, having captured over 200 wins, 11 league championships, 13 district championships, 5 regional championships, and 2 state titles in 2006 and 2007. Congratulations to the 1999 Dakota Cougars and their 25th anniversary team.
The winning ticket is a red ticket. Number 988135. A red ticket, 988135. It is worth $455 tonight. You can pick up your money at the concession stand at the home team side. The present time, we have a 26 game in favor of the Cougars.
Second half of play from Dakota High School. Cougars in front of the AnchorBay Tars 20-6. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale. Dakota will have the opening possession of the second half of play. And really, the first half was dominated at times by Dakota as they racked up an unofficial total of 190 yards of offense. Compare that to just 68 unofficial yards for the AnchorBay Tars, and that's why the Cougars have a 2-touchdown lead. Picking up that kick return is Ryan Petrovich. Carries it all the way out to the 24-yard line. And that's where the Cougars will put the ball in play to start the second half.
Well, Brad, hanging down there and watching that video package. Hats off to you guys. That gave me chills. The hours of cutting all that VHS tape up. 32-year-old Mike Giannone, and that was something. I can tell you all the kids down there that are now grown men with wives and daughters and sons, they loved every minute of it. So I wanted to come up there and let you know that those guys down there just kept saying, they kept doing this and saying chills on this, because that brought back some great memories. Those were fun times here. So.
Well, that makes the hard work worth it. Appreciate hearing that. Nice job by Joe Chapo and Jim Calderon. The rest of our hardworking CBC TV crew. It's really a pleasure to putting that together and watching that old VHS footage.
One guy missing from downstairs is Jason Byers. We tragically lost him in July. He was a part of our success back then as well as our offensive coordinator. Played at Oklahoma, Youngstown State. I know Youngstown State from him very well because I kind of was up close and personal with the national championship ring. But we do miss him down there, so going for 277, we miss you, buddy.
Tackle in the backfield. Caleb Bird. But she's nowhere to go.
The first few minutes, Brad, of the second half are always crucial because now all the adjustments are made, and you're talking about 2 quality coaching staffs. So you're talking about lots of years of experience. There's a lot obviously being talked about. Obviously, of course, the old cliche, the game's not over, all that stuff. But you can see some adjustments AnchorBay has made as they got kind of the Cougars going backwards here a little bit and kind of right now on their heels, which you can't do right now, and they've done it a few times. Like giving up a couple 3rd and longs.
Ford takes the shotgun snap, plenty of time, scans the field, flings one out as a man. Done Ryan Petrovich. Petrovich has been busy tonight. It's going to be really close. They're going to give it to him.
That deep comeback has really hurt AnchorBay all night long. I mean, they've run that same route now in all 3 conversions, and it's still wide open.
That was a really good move by that defensive end. I don't know if you saw it. As I kind of glanced up at the very end there, Nathan Nastrov came around Justin Bell that time.
Yeah, had some pressure.
Yeah, nearly got Jaden Ford, so that's something to pay attention to.
Jaden moved up in the pocket, now he beats him inside.
Got beat again.
Oh, Yeah, tried to throw a little middle screen to Damari Malone, and that got read beautifully by the Anchor Bay Tar defense.
So Anchor Bay has come out to play here defensively in the second half.
Well, you know, we said it right before the half, and I think his opening drive is going to even be more so, is you cannot go down 3 scores right now. You can't. Like this has got to be a huge defensive stop for Anchor Bay, and then got to get a score to make it back to a 1-score game if you're going to hang around this football game. So one thing the Cougars have done on all their touchdown drives, long, methodical drives. Now, obviously the one right before the half is quick.
They moved Nastoff now over on the other end as he's kind of moved over to an outside linebacking position.
Yeah, nice little off-tackle lead there. Gives you a 5-yard gain. It makes it 3rd and manageable. I like that play call.
Gain about 5 on the play. That's going to be a 3rd down and 5.
We'll see if Coach Booth really keeps jumping up his personnel. We saw Hamby and Malone in the game at the same time. We saw Beidelshees come on little jet sweeps with Malone and sometimes Hamby leading the kick. So we've seen a lots of different versions of how to get them in space and be able to move the ball on his defense. And you know, we'll see if it continues second half.
4 wide receivers spread look. Ford. Play broken up to perfection. Ogwitz, the linebacker.
Number 80, Ryan Petrovich.
Petrovich, the intended wide receiver.
That was an outstanding defensive play right there. Wow.
That's your 4th down for the Cougars.
He had a step. That ball, it's hard to tell in real time. That ball might have been a little behind, but 25 making it a great play there. He's going to get his team the ball back.
Ogwitz and Nastoff both in on coverage there. Man, you made it up here in record time without even breaking a sweat.
I got to the top of the press box. I was looking for the AED. I was in trouble. Man.
We needed the defibrillator. You don't need mouth-to-mouth. Mouth of the punt. Oh, now late
there's 15.
hit.
No
one saw it, huh?
Wow. He's right there.
He was clearly on the white. And Dakota dodges a little bit of a bullet there. We'll get another look at it.
Wow. I mean, that was a late hit. Watch
There's
this.
the ball.
He's out right now. Oh, boy. Well, they're right there, so maybe they saw something we didn't. Anchor Bay's still going to have pretty good field position at their own 35.
They haven't scored since their 3rd drive of this football game. That was all the way back in the first quarter of play.
How about the job the Dakota defense has done on Isaiah Domi? I mean, he really hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Really, it's been Jerry Hansen doing the damage.
A reminder, he rushed for 255 yards a week ago. This time they go to the outside for Orlando. Orlando has been their biggest receiver in this football game thus far. 7 yards on the pitch and catch on first down, brings up a 2nd down and 3 to go.
They'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, nice play on first down, get a quick little gainer, get yourself in a 2nd manageable, 3rd manageable situation where you can move the chains. That's all you want. Listen, take what the defense gives you, because there's really not a weak spot on this defense. So if you have to nickel and dime them down the field, you nickel and dime them down the field. Just keep the ball moving north.
Other scores from around the state of Michigan. Notre Dame Prep 42, Grand Rapids Catholic Central nothing at the half. Grand Rapids Catholic Central has won 4 of the last 5 Division V state titles. All kinds of time for LaFear, throws it deep. Pass intended for Jerry Hansen.
Yeah, 3 Cougars on him there, trying to run the deep post. But you can do that on 2nd and short when you try to throw a home run ball, and now you try to get something right now where you can move the chain. So I like that aggressiveness, because it's letting the Cougar defense know that they are they're still coming after them, and just well played, as this defense is so fundamentally sound. There's really no weak spot to attack. You just got to kind of take what they give you and be patient. You have to be patient.
LaFear. 3 wide receivers to his right, just one at the very bottom of the formation. LaFear going to scramble out to his right, and is just going to have to throw this ball out of bounds to live to see another day. And Anchor Bay, more than likely, will be forced to punt this football away. So back-to-back incomplete passes. After picking up 7 yards on first down, Dakota stands tall on defense.
Yeah, I think he kind of bailed a little early on that. I think he could have stayed in the pocket. It might have been better off for him. But by moving out like he did on that little rollout, that it really allowed the defense to close in on him, and he had to throw it away or take the sack. So if he stayed in the pocket a little bit, I'm sure that's what Coach Cicchini and Coach Giannone are telling him over there. He might have had a better chance at moving the sticks there, but rolling out kind of put himself into trouble.
Third straight series offensively for the Tars, resulting in punts.
Just amazing how well coached this defense is. The team come in last week going over 600 yards of offense, 66 points, and you've held them to really one score. It's outstanding.
Hanson's low line driving kick forces Beetleshees back to the 20. Makes chicken salad out of it as he brings it all the way out to the 27-yard line.
Pretty nice fancy footwork there to avoid that. I mean, nice job there on the blocking back there, not to get a block in the back, but Dylan was kind of on his own there. 20-6. Right now, I try to keep this as much on the ground as you can and just let that clock milk. And of course, there you see, well, now you got Hamby and Ford out there. We've seen Hamby at times at quarterback. We've seen him at fullback. We've seen him, sell popcorn in the stands, sell 50-50 tickets, catch an extra point after that field goal. I mean, this kid does it all.
And it's Goings looking for the left edge. Momentum takes him up to the 31-yard line.
Maybe after the game, I can get him to change the oil in my truck in the parking lot and just make it a complete go for the cycle.
Make it a complete night, the young man. Put him to work.
I got downstairs and he was right there as I got to the sideline as I was walking toward the 99 team, and I just looked at him and said, "Man, I'm hoarse from calling your name." He is something else.
Took over that game last season that we had right here on CBC TV. Is that against Eisenhower, I believe?
There he is.
Hamby carrying tacklers into Tar territory. Just unbelievable.
I mean, I would tend to think on late Friday nights and Saturday morning that he sleeps very well.
28 yards.
I mean, he's unbelievable. And now that, the next series is going to come back and make 7 tackles on defense.
Fair State's getting a good one. I mentioned it in the first half. It pains me. If that is where he ends up going to Fair State,
you big time.
It's going to pay me as a Grand Valley fan. Those two rivals play for the AnchorBay Trophy every single season. Look at that. All kinds of speed. Double deuces. Jeremiah Aaron.
That offensive line just continues to open up holes, and no matter who touches the ball, they're benefiting from it. Watch this push.
This is just downhill running.
Yeah, just look at this push. I mean, look at the seals, and boom, just look at the hole.
15 yards.
He's tackled by a safety. The first guy who touches him is a safety.
Talk about a change of pace. Now you got Hamby running kind of the power look, and then you get Jeremiah Aaron with all kinds of speed. He's only a sophomore. He is going to be good for many years here at Dakota.
Well, not only that, remember, you've seen Beetleshees on some jet sweeps. You've seen Damari Malone on some jet sweeps. So there are so many different guys carrying the ball. There's so many people that can hurt you. And then if you get a one-on-one, you can throw it to Petrovic.
It's just going to be absolute nightmare fuel all season long for defensive coordinators when you're trying to game plan for this Dakota team. And really, it should open things up for Jaden Ford to take the top off these defenses.
You know, we're going to have a week off next week, Brad, because Chippewa Valley goes to Romeo, Dakota's at Stevenson. What are we going to do?
Well, I know where I will be. I will be at Troy High, taking in the Notre Dame Prep to Troy game.
Okay. I don't assume that's going to be much of a contest.
Well, Troy is a Division I school.
Kind of like last week's Dakota Lance Cruz North game. Had a super fast running clock at halftime at 50-0.
continues to run. 4:15 left to go, third quarter of play. Dakota in front 20-6. The line to gain is the 16-yard line. The scrimmage from the 24. Third down, 8 to go. Ford, good pocket. Has a man, jump ball, touchdown! Oh, hey, Ryan Petrovich. AnchorBay come away with the football. Cramp has it. Now there's going to be a discussion between the officials, and they're going to stick with the initial call. 24-yard touchdown reception.
Well, it looks like on ScoreStream we don't have a lot of updates because it's still saying that the Chippewa-Stevenson game as well Eisenhower Romeo are 0-0 in the first quarter. So looks like we are not getting updates from those games on our little feed here. But when you're one-on-one with Petrovich, it usually doesn't end well. What a play he made on the football.
Coach Giannone on that far sideline, not happy with the officials' assessment of touchdown on that play. I didn't quite see how AnchorBay came away with that football.
Well, yeah, we saw him come down, but then I peeked over and I see the young man from AnchorBay run over, and yeah, he's pretty adamant about it. He's not. And we don't have replay.
No.
And I don't want to make that kind of decision.
There will not be any sort of replay booth review of this play.
He knows where I live.
Snap is good, kick is up, the extra point is good. 27-6 our score. We will take a look at this touchdown and let's see what we are fortunate enough to spot. Good pocket here and clean, plenty of time for Ford to throw. Petrovich comes down with it, or does he?
Well, if they had possession at the same time, it looks like he rolled over and then ripped the ball out. So if they come down with the ball at the same time, which they did, it goes to the receiver. I mean, it's a heck of a sell job attempt. I mean, it looked pretty real.
So we'll get another look at it here from a different angle. So simultaneous catch results in the offensive player.
Can't tell there.
Couldn't really tell there.
And he's got his hands on his head. Kind of like, oh, I mean.
And the call on the field was touchdown.
Not enough to overturn it,
One
Brad.
more look.
Not enough to overturn it.
It's a home cooking comment, but we'll get one final look here at it. Problem is it occurs just in the back of the end zone, just out of our camera.
Yeah, it's hard. It happened so quick, bang, bang, so fast. Well, the only thing I've seen about a score from across Hall Road here is it was 7-0 Chippewa Valley. I have no idea how long ago that was. I can tell you on the video clip on X that it was light outside still. It's about the best I got for you. And I got nothing that can give me any kind of a score right now, Brad.
So this AnchorBay offense in desperate need of points now, trailing by 3 touchdowns, and really nothing has gone their way since early on in this football game.
Yeah, Brad, this has to be a touchdown right now. I mean, has to be.
This AnchorBay team trailed by 21 in the second quarter of that shootout victory over Roseville in overtime a week ago. No offense to Roseville. This AnchorBay team has a much bigger hill to climb up against Dakota here tonight.
Without a doubt. You know, and the word around the MAC, as talented as Roseville is, this Dakota defense is legit. Look at this.
Going backwards, nowhere for Marcus Hooper to go. Anchor Bay rushing attack has been stymied here tonight.
Marcus Hooper brought down in the backfield.
Is that Kreitzer?
By number 50.
Yep.
Logan Kreitzer.
So that adds to his tackle for loss total. It gives him 5 now on the season.
Yeah, this group is so tough. And now you put a 3-man front up, and they can still feel like it's rushing 5 because they're so good. Now you can drop 8 guys. You know, that makes it tough.
A little bit of a side arm motion throw. Pass intended for Jerry Hansen.
For number 10. Jerry Hansen falls.
They got Anchor Bay out of sorts right now, Brad. Just completely off their game offensively.
Coach Bauer, an absolute defensive mastermind.
And Dakota stopped and went down, scored 7-0 right at the bat. Then Anchor Bay answered, blocked extra point at 7-6, and then from that point on, I mean, the Cougars have just been systematically just taking them apart little by little. We'll pump that lead up to 21 points.
LaFear rolls out to his right, now looks left, and it's going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. A whole host of Cougars in the backfield, including Kreitzer. Kreitzer and Tyler Torrey, 2 all-regional players.
Brought down to the backfield by number 50, Logan Kreitzer, and number 90, Tyler Torrey.
Lindsay was the first one there. Kreitzer grabs him there. Just, man, they're coming from everywhere.
For Anchor Bay.
Everywhere. Kreitzer's 3.5 sack on the season.
Back for the Cougars, number 5.
Talked to his mom, Melissa, yesterday as part of our volleyball coverage here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. Head coach of this Dakota volleyball squad. Cougars playing out of the MAC red. They're going to be, a good team this year. Got some good, solid senior leadership. Rounding into form, their rivals down on 21 Mile Road, Lance Cruz North. They took them to 5 games, fell short. They're going to have a rematch, and that rematch with Lance Cruz North on the volleyball court, it's going to air right here on CVC TV. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and get an email notification of when all of that is available online.
Fantastic. Yeah, they are much better apparently in volleyball.
They're very good at volleyball. This Dakota,
they struggled last week in football.
LCN, yeah, they're excellent. MAC red. It's been kind of an odd Lance Cruz North football program for many years, right? They come up to the MAC red and struggled and moved down to the white. Played well, and kind of been up between the red, the white, the blue. Home area conference really hasn't been able to find an ideal spot for Lance Cruz North.
Second down and 5.
Maybe the orange.
For the Cougars.
I don't know, sometimes I just got to close my mouth. But little formation here, and we actually, something you don't see very out. Jaden Ford pulled and kept that. First down, close to first down.
Aaron going to be really close. They're going to mark him a yard short.
I will tell you this, Brad, with
number 11, Jack Bajan.
You're under $1:15 to go now in the third. They are in no hurry to run plays. They are in no hurry right now to pick up first downs. I mean, they're just going to be ground and pound, grind the clock out, and not give Anchor Bay much time to work with.
This Dakota defense has been phenomenal. It forced 4 straight punts after giving up the short touchdown drive. Jaden Ford's going to keep it himself. He's going to sprint out to the left-hand side, driven out of bounds at the 29-yard line. He needed 1, picked up 4.
Now that entire team went to the right. He just pulled and kept it and just got enough to get around the edge there and get the first down. And the Cougars move the chains and are going to be content probably just to run one more play before we see the third quarter end and take it to the fourth quarter.
Petrovic has come in. Very bottom of the formation, getting covered up there by the game clock. They're going to sweep it. Damari Malone. Malone gets that block out. Stiff arms. And down to the 10-yard line. 19 yards for Malone.
Wow.
Good for
Problem is he ran out of bounds. The clock has to stop. You got to run at least one more play. Watch this stiff arm. Get out of my way.
Get out of my way.
Good God. Yeah, I think they were thinking, oh yeah, we're going to run the clock out, but no, you're...
Clock stop. Coach Plouffe trying to signal in the play call. Got Hamby into the ball game. Along with Jeremiah Aaron. Aaron, the deep tailback in this formation. Allen's going to take the handoff. Zigs and zags
number 22, Jeremiah
through that
Aaron
line.
on the carry.
More than likely, that will be the final play of the third quarter.
Cougars have it 2nd and goal at about the 3-yard
Firmly
line.
in the driver's seat, Brad. I mean, it's just been, you come in with an offense averaging 58 points a game into 3 quarters. If you tell Greg Bauer you're going to hold him to 6 points, I mean, he's a pretty humble guy. He'd probably tell you were nuts. But in the back of his mind, he's thinking he expects his defense to be that good all the time, and that's why they enjoy the success they do around here, is because you can't put up a lot of points in this team. Every year, you know, they're in the low teens or single digits in total defensive points allowed per game.
So it will be 2nd down, goal to go, upcoming for the Dakota Cougars to start the 4th quarter of play. Well, Mike Giannone, the head coach of this Anchor Bay Tar team and the head coach of the 1999 Dakota Cougar squad, back on August 20th, lost his mother, Virginia. She passed away, and we would like to take this time to send our sympathies to the entire Giannone family from all of us here at Chippewa Valley Cable Television, thinking about you, Coach, and praying for you and your entire family.
That was my JV football coach when I played in my senior year. And then I got to coach, be his assistant before coaching for him here. Known him, seen him for a long time, and I know how much his family means to him. I know it's had to be very tough. So
Virginia living 90 years old, life well lived.
absolutely.
She raised a terrific football coach, to say the least.
Number 22, Jeremiah Aaron on the carry.
And just look what he's done, you know, his resume. You know, can't say what he's done here. That video package was kind of the start of it, and man, that video just took me back in time. That was something. I just blown away. And you know, and then you know, heads over to De La Salle. What does he do over there?
Wins 2 state championships.
Yeah. And I can't tell you. I can tell you how driven he is to want to succeed here too. So that's why I said that. You know, they are going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to keep making moves with this team. You know, tonight may not have gone their way so far, but I'm telling you, don't count this Anchor Bay Tars team out. That is a very well-seasoned veteran coaching staff over there, and they are going to get back to work next week. I can tell you that right now.
So 4th down, goal to go. Hamby going to remain in as the quarterback in this Wildcat formation. This would be a huge stop defensively for Anchor Bay. The handoff comes and into the end zone. Cougars pouring it on now. It's Elijah going, the sophomore.
I was surprised he handed it off. We figured out it's going to be Hamby all the way, and he had it handed off. And look at the lead blocking here. Wow. Got careful there. He kind of spiked that ball. That's a penalty in high school. Referees kind of let that go.
And then you get the coordinated touchdown celebration as well there with Damari Malone. Having fun here on a big celebratory night. How would this team do against the 1999 team?
Oh, man, it's so hard to compare eras. I mean, the one thing, so I'm downstairs talking to Kyle Cook and Joe Fender, who are our biggest guys.
And don't forget Kyle Cook played in the NFL.
Listen, Kyle Cook was in the NFL, yes.
Kyle Cook was a sophomore in the 99.
He was also on NFL Hard Knocks, and he doesn't like to talk about that stuff. But this came out of Kyle's mouth and said, man, these kids are big. And when you're talking about a guy who's played in the NFL, was an offensive line captain at Michigan State, and Joe Fender, same size. And he goes, they're all the 5 guys look like us, just 5 of them instead of 2 of us. We were the only 2 big guys in the line. We had some big guys in the line, but Kyle and Joe were pretty big. And, we had Mike Fainer, we had Jim Serpian. We were a big offensive line, but this team would give us some problems, man. I can tell you that. One thing I will say about this 99, they were the toughest, grittiest group of kids that I've seen, and they just refused to buy into, because we were kind of like little brother back then in Chippewa Valley with the King. And they kind of used that as fuel, and they were a fun team to watch. They had a certain moxie about them that kind of then got passed on as Kyle and Joel and them became juniors and seniors, but that senior group, Kurt Kalashevsky, Sean O'Neill, I mean, I can go, seeing them all down there was absolutely outstanding. Oh, I got out of bounds.
Kickoff out of bounds. It'll be a penalty.
I don't want to ramble on and bore our listeners, but man, just a great group, and to see them down there with all their families and their dads and husbands, and they got their kids running around down there, and that's kind of what it's all about. It kind of puts what we do here in perspective. And a couple of them, very impressed with, still got the vintage 1999 jerseys on, which I thought was outstanding.
Yeah, the old school Russells.
Right. Yep. I asked him if anyone ever told him, where'd you get the green from? Well, it used to be green back then. We were green and blue and white, and the greens kind of disappeared from the Dakota uniform. It's all blue and white now.
Well, I mentioned to Coach Toko, I said, is there any way we can bring the green back? And he said, listen, he goes, there's going to be a little bit of green on the basketball jerseys.
We're going to do a little vintage? All right, Paul.
I don't know if it's going to be vintage.
Well,
but
I know he told you downstairs, so him and I came over together, and we're the first JV staff here under Mike Giannone. So
this is Marcus Hooper. He's got the edge. Hooper runs out of bounds.
This was back when people went, who's Jeff Vitale? I'm like, now.
Well, now Jeff Vitale has his own fan club.
Man, kissing babies, signing autographs.
You got to get here, 2 hours ahead of time just to make sure you're in the press box in time, because you literally shake every single person in the stand's hand. It's unbelievable what you're able to accomplish.
4 students asked to rub my head.
Well, for good luck.
Man,
I do it before. Little known secret, folks, I do that before every broadcast.
Try anything around here to get a dub. Uh-oh.
Look out, jumping the route, nearly intercepted. Oh, boy. Arnett Sanders. And Jacob Bay just both right there.
Jacob Bay just read that all the way. He's going to toss and turn on that play all night long. There was nothing but the 99 team in front of him. And the back of the end zone. Nothing in front of him.
Look at this. Whoa, boy. Randy Bay just
look at him.
In and out of his hands.
Oh, look at him. That's a play, even as a broadcaster, you can just feel.
Page is a terrific lacrosse player. Has all kinds of offers to play lacrosse. Has a football offer to play at Elgin. We'll see exactly what he decides to do at the next level.
Ooh.
Fear. I don't think he got it. That's going to be a healthy spot. They're
really?
Give it to him.
It's like he ran into a brick wall. That's a 34-6 spot. Because it didn't look like he got there, but boy, look, he got thrown back, didn't he? Yeah, chains aren't moving, but like he signaled first down like a half hour ago. Anchor Bay right now just trying to finish strong. The last 10 minutes, you want to just finish strong, kind of build on to next week. You're only in week 3, guys. Season's not a long way from being over.
You got Nolan Vanacker in at quarterback now, the sophomore for 18, replacing Ryan LaFear. Vanacker going to throw it.
LaFear took a pretty good beating tonight, and it might be a good idea to kind of sit him out for a little bit. And just you don't want something to go bad where he ends up going down for the season and lose your quarterback. So just slowly kind of give someone else some reps here. And
Jake Bailey, the tight end.
That's going to bring up second down for the Tigers.
Vanacker, a 6-foot-tall sophomore.
We got to be impressed with these Dakota Cougars, Brad, because coming in the game with all the credentials Anchor Bay came in with, and this is kind of a statement they've kind of sent to the MAC is, you got to go through us, and they got a big road game at Stevenson next week, and what a tackle!
Tripped up after a gain of a yard. I I think a lot of people took notice last week in the state of Michigan when it came to that 66-65 overtime AnchorBay win over Roseville. I mean, it made the papers, rightfully so. I mean, the second highest combined point total in a game in MHSA history.
Well, listen, you can say whatever you want to say. You are a good team when you score 66 points. That is not easy to do.
No, you can't fake that.
No.
And one overtime.
Yeah.
Just one overtime.
Yeah. It wasn't 17 overtimes. I mean that's, you kind of got it handed to you a little bit. And hey, we've seen this so many times, especially in the MAC play. And again, they're a little more northeast of us, but you could see each other again. This is definitely a team that can make the playoffs. Tonight was not their night.
Pass intended for Jerry Hansen falls incomplete, and AnchorBay will be forced to punt the football away once again. So boy, just we talk about it. This Dakota defense has been good for a number of years, and that's kind of what Coach Bauer's known for, right? Stifling defenses, and that has been the case here tonight. 6 punts, an interception in the lone touchdown drive, only had to cover 22 yards because of the interception. So AnchorBay has not been able to drive the football on this Dakota defense. And looking ahead at the upcoming schedule, you mentioned it, Dakota on the road will take on Stevenson next week. And in 2 weeks, the Superintendent's Trophy on the line. That will be a home game. That game will be played here at Dakota, September 27th. Chippewa Valley taking on Dakota. We will have full coverage of that game, Jeff. That one should be a good one.
Get here early.
And then the following week, they're still at home taking on Romeo before wrapping up MAC Red play on October 11th on the road against Eisenhower.
And AnchorBay next week's got to go to Ike. So you want to talk about 2 tough road games to start division play. They're going to host the Big Reds at home. They're going to host the Bulldogs at home. Right? Oh no, Romeo and Stevenson at home before going to Chippewa. But then you got to end with Grosse Pointe South and Rochester. I mean, that is a brutal schedule.
Yeah, that October 11th game against Chippewa Valley will be Chip's homecoming. We will be there. So Chippewa Valley taking on AnchorBay on October 11th. If you're a Tars fan, that game will air right here on CBC TV.
Look at this ball.
Ford throws it deep. Oh, man. Had Chase Thornton, and Thornton dropped it.
Well, both receiver and corner kind of stutter stepped, and then Chase took off again. That ball ended up floating right into his hands there, and sometimes those are the ones that surprise you the most. What a ball did Jaden Ford put that on the money.
Nice to see Jaden Ford back. Missed an early portion of last season with an upper body injury, and I don't want to say it kind of curtailed Dakota's season, because I don't think it did. I think Hamby did a phenomenal job as kind of a do-everything quarterback, but it was difficult at times for Dakota. Obviously, they lost that tough game to Chippewa Valley in the regular season, 28-21. And Eisenhower shut them out, 31-0. And to a man, we asked them in our preview show, what's the game you're most looking forward to playing in and why? They all have that Eisenhower game circled on their calendar. They want a little bit of revenge. These Dakota teams aren't accustomed to getting shut out. And to lose 31-0 to Eisenhower, I think really left a bitter taste in the mouths of a lot of players here at Dakota.
Star, bold, italicized,
and that was
highlighter.
A home game at the season ago. That game was played here at home.
I remember when we saw that score, how in shock we were.
Yeah, you and I both kind of looked at each other and said, no way is that right. I mean, no way is that score correct, right? Especially at home.
So those are games that you put kind of in the back burner of your mind to be used at a earliest date possible, so to speak.
It's a Week 8 game. There could be a lot of title implications involved in that Week 8 game against Eisenhower.
Number 22, Jeremiah Aaron on the carry.
Aaron has run really well here tonight. Another long list of potential star running backs here at Dakota.
You know, just with those guys, but then you had Malone's run the ball, you've had Vital She's run the ball, Hamby's run the ball. I mean, just roll up and scroll the roster of people who've run the ball tonight. It's like being on the Oprah Winfrey show. You get a carry, you get a carry, you get a carry.
The amount of star running backs that walk these halls.
Hats off to that offensive line, man.
And that's it. I mean, Dakota just produces fantastic offensive lines as Aaron is going to bring this ball into Anchor Bay territory.
Number 22, Jeremiah Aaron on the carry. Good for about 6 on the carry. Make it 2nd and 4 for the Cougars.
Kaiser Carlton, remember that name?
Huh.
2013-2016 holds the school record, 3,292 rushing.
I'll take you back to Rodney Hush.
Brandon Hughes,
State
Aiden
championship.
Sloan, Greg Gay played at Grand Valley State University. DJ Stepney was phenomenal in the late teens.
You know, in 06 and 07 when they had, you know, Hush, and the master, and James Stallings, the quarterback, went to Wisconsin, and still played great defense, big off. Like, that's just how they've been built, you know, and that's it just kind of carries year after year after year.
Last couple years, Joey Kasevic. Joey Kasevic was a terrific tailback.
The motor that does not stop.
Ford. Oh, Ford. A bit of an off-speed pitch there.
Called an incomplete pass.
You know, it came sliding out of his hand, and he's going to rub his hands on his pants. He's really trying to sell this now. Like,
that's not making Coach Giannone happy.
It slid out of my hands, Coach. I gotta, you know, I need a better grip. We need a towel. He needs a towel. Old school towel hanging out of the front of his pants, baby.
Well, I'm going to go on a limb here, but I don't think this officiating crew is going to get a Christmas card from Coach Giannone.
No, he was not happy that last touchdown.
Oh, nice shoestring tackle there by 11. Jake Beejan.
Number 29, Braden Henson on the carry.
Braden Henson, backup tailback, junior.
Very thankful for Coach Giannone's roster. That's a little bit of phonetic spelling to help us pronounce these kids'
Short
names.
gain on the play. That's going to bring about.
If your name ain't Smith, Jones, you got a chance with me. You got a chance. I mean, you enunciate better than I do.
And now Coach Giannone at Anchor Bay going to take a timeout. 5:32 left to go in the fourth.
He's come out to talk to the ref more. I think he's called the timeout just to work his ears a little bit. He's been known to do that time to time. Even back in his younger days, he always had some great one-liners for the officials. I'm not going to do it here because, again, he knows where I live, but I can tell you stories on stories of some of those one-liners. Just amazing coach to be around and teacher. And
this is the third straight year Dakota has started 2-0. More than likely going to improve to 3-0. More importantly, 1-0 in MAC red play.
You know, they had the ball to finish the fourth quarter, and you know they've chewed off now 6.5 minutes into this quarter, and just taking their time. They're in no rush. Again, you can't say enough. We talked about a lot of stars, but I think the gold star of the game goes to the offensive and defensive line. That's kind of where this game got dominated, Brad, is up front. Anchor Bay could not block the front three, front four, and that offensive line is just taking this game over.
Number 22, Jeremiah Aaron on the carry.
2022 team got off to that perfect 9-0 start in the regular season, took care of business against Eisenhower in pre-district, beat Romeo in the district championship, and then lost to a very good Cass Tech team. Last year's team 4-0 start the regular season before dropping that game against Chippewa Valley. And a reminder, that will be our next broadcast, September 27th. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Chippewa Valley at Dakota. Superintendent's Trophy
Got a couple
on the
weeks
line.
to rest up.
Yeah, get those vocal cords off.
Big Red's bringing the Superintendent's Trophy over, and they are the possessors of it right now.
28-21, the final score in the regular season. 17-7 victory in the MHSA District Championship game a season ago. It's been a while since Chippewa Valley beat Dakota twice in one season. Turnover on downs. Will give the ball back over to Anchor Bay. 4:33 left to go in the fourth. Be interesting to see how Chippewa Valley fares tonight against Stevenson. That is a home game for Big Reds. Picked up their first win of the season last week right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. First victory for new head coach Terry Wilson. 28-2 slugfest against Lakefield.
One of the highlights that we saw next, we know it's 7-0. That's all we got. Oh boy.
Well, stop and go. I don't know if that was designed. Elijah Goings in coverage.
All right, let's see here. I gotta scroll. I saw 21-6 Chippewa Valley. I gotta find it just to make sure I saw right.
Trust but verify, Mr. Vitale.
Yes, sir.
Nolan Vanacker remaining in this game in relief at quarterback. Vanacker is going to hand off. Marcus Hooper driven hard out of bounds. This is going to be a late hit penalty.
Gosh, it wasn't that far down, but I'll have to do a search on X for.
Domi hasn't played much in the second half.
No, they were all over him and really slowed him down. I don't know if he got dinged up.
There's your dead ball, late hit out of bounds, 15-yard penalty.
A lot of
give the Tars the first down.
Statement that the referee said.
Wasn't much authority behind it.
No, it was very half-hearted. Almost kind of like a "can I go home now?"
And we'll be back to the drawing board for this Anchor Bay squad. Mentioned on the road next week against Eisenhower before returning home.
21 against the Cougars.
21-6.
Resulting in the first down for Anchor Bay.
Where the Cougars head next week.
Romeo and Stevenson, the home games upcoming for Anchor Bay.
There you go, D-zone, fourth quarter, 21-7. Oh, this says Stevenson leads Chippewa Valley 21-7. Where this one says Chippewa Valley 21, Stevenson 6.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got some controversy. Oh, this one here was the JV game. It's at Chippewa's field. But this one here is at Stevenson. This says, JV running back. So this one says Sterling Heights Stevenson leads Chippewa Valley 21-7 in the fourth quarter.
Okay, we'll go with that.
And that's the D-zone. They're probably, one of them guys are probably there.
They would probably be right. Hooper bobbled up in the backfield.
Yeah, that's Torrey.
Tyler Torrey, one of the captains. Wayne State Warriors getting a good one.
Number 32, Marcus Hooper on the carry. That'll make it third down at about 7.
Scrimmage from the 50 line to gain is the Dakota 43. Third down, 7 to go here for the Tars. Clock winding down, 3:10 left to go in regulation. Cougars in front, 34-6. Vanacker hands off. Just running in the mouth of that defense.
Number 26, Casey Sari on the
Both
carry.
teams are shuffling lots of players in right now, trying to get everyone
Brought down by number
reps,
59, Noah
game rep.
That'll bring up
So fourth down. Tars going to leave the offense out on the field. Why not? Trailing by 4 touchdowns. Fourth down, 5 to go. Fourth down, 5 to go. Vanacker in the shotgun. Takes the snap, design, roll out to the right. QB keeper, Vanacker going to get the first down. Finally brought down by Aiden Lindsay.
Number 18, Nolan Banneker on the keeper. Brought down by number 95, Aiden Lindsay. Good for a first down for AnchorBay.
You see, it's basically just a league quarterback sweep. Nice job of Font making a nice cut there. And Aiden Lindsay from his defensive end spot making a tackle a little ways down the field.
QB's going to keep this one. All kinds of room down the far sideline. Finally ushered out of bounds.
Number 18, Nolan Banneker on the carry. Pushed out of bounds by number 25, Elijah Rivera.
24 yards.
Good for a first down.
On the gain there for the QB. Come in here and mop up duty.
Yeah, he's trying to save face here and have a nice drive to finish this game off.
Has worked a lot of backups in on the defensive side of things. AnchorBay obviously has a lot of backups in along the offensive side. Good open field tackle made by Dominic.
Brought down by number 20, Dominic Van Vliet.
Van Vliet.
One of my Panthers.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Dakota will move to 3-0. 1-0 in MAC Red play. They will be at the top of the standings. When you look them up tomorrow.
18th pass intended for number 46.
I was going to say tomorrow in the newspaper. Nobody gets the newspaper anymore.
What's that?
That'll
right?
be a third down for the Tigers.
Yes, it's next to the rotary phone.
Oh, the Dakota moms, Jeff, want a shout out.
Well, they got 6 already.
They want a shout out, not a
shout out. All right, we got a shout out to the Dakota moms right here in front of us. That's some crazy noisemakers. That one horn with the drill thing. What was that? That was quite an impressive little gadget.
The air horn?
Yeah, it looks like a Craftsman drill that had a horn attached to it. The most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life.
Logan Kreitzer's mom, Melissa, with
the only thing she needed was a tool belt.
Well, she probably got that.
That was an impressive piece of machinery.
I know in the
I almost wonder if we can run, like, see if we can get that thing up here. We can analyze it, maybe get a shot of it or something. What do you think? Think we can yell to him?
Well,
and she's got it. We can see it right there.
The press box in the passage yelled at her because you're technically not allowed to have noisemakers at MHSA events. I'm going to keep that on the down low, even though I just said it out on live TV.
Yeah, you threw under the bus a little bit.
I did, a little bit. I'm sorry, Coach. Coach Kreitzer, I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to. I want to get a picture of this thing. Whoa! He went up and got it. He got a first down.
Sidesteps the tackle.
Nolan Banneker's pass complete to number 15, Braden Clough.
Watch him go up and get this. Look at that.
Good for a first down for the Tars.
Grabs it.
Wow.
Skied up.
Tars have it first and goal at the Cougar 4-yard line.
Low listed at 5'9".
You said shout out. I thought you said shutout. I'm going, well, they've had 6 for quite a while.
And some movement up front.
Hearing starts to go a little bit when you get older. You got to worry about that. Yeah, you're creeping up there, though.
I am. I'm getting up there. I also have an earpiece in my ear, getting the directions from our live truck here
listen,
tonight.
I got enough voices in my head. I don't need more. I'm glad to be wearing the earpiece.
The funny thing is let our viewers in, right? So I'm wearing a walkie-talkie. And our live truck gives me some direction, obviously. Lets me know when replays are coming up, when we're cutting certain things. And
I am au naturel.
I'm on channel 1.
Okay, yeah.
And
apparently, right there, yeah.
Apparently a few other people in this neighborhood are also on channel.
So everyone's chirping into you.
So everyone is chirping in. I think I got somebody over here in a treehouse in the neighborhood, kind of camping out for the night. I've heard some directions perhaps to a delivery driver at one point. It's been a very interesting night in my ear.
Probably got a few pies on the way to the house. Camera two, camera two. Well, they're at the 2 here. This might be the last play of the game.
And the Dakota defense is
no, he's not in. They stop him.
Goal line stand. 34-6, your final score. That's the exclamation point on a phenomenal defensive night by your Cougars here tonight.
Well, I may get some riff for saying this, Brett, but there is a D in Dakota, and it's a capital D. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
34-6, the capital D in Dakota, standing for defense here tonight. That's one and only JV, Jeff Vitale, coming up with that one. We'll run that by authorities. We'll see if we can perhaps get that trademark.
Okay. As long as I don't get any phone calls from the FCC or anything, I'm good.
The D in Dakota stands for defense. I love it.
And it's a capital D, not a little D.
Capital D effort here tonight. All A's for the Cougars as they come away victors here tonight. Final score 34-6. Thank you to all of you watching at home here tonight on our CBC TV YouTube channel. My broadcast partner Jeff Vitale and the rest of our hard-working crew, including our director Joe Chapo, our main man in the truck, Tim Calderon. I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight one final time from Dakota High School. Cougars improved to 3-0. 1-0 in that red plays. They come away victors 34-6 over the AnchorBay Tars. Thank you so much for watching the CBC TV production. We'll see you in 2 weeks right back here at Dakota for the superintendent's game. Chippewa Valley Big Reds taking on the Dakota